Hey guys, back out here on this small little 8-acre property here in southern Michigan that you guys have seen me highlight since last year, since last February, and today is February 3rd. So back out here a year later, put a handful of sits in out here this year, nothing much. Learned that you can't wait until around gun season to hunt out here because there's just so much pressure. The deer just disappear and go completely nocturnal. But in here trying to enhance that this year, trying to make this property better, especially for that early archery season, which seemed to be good already. Came in here yesterday, spent 20-30 minutes with a chainsaw and did some edge feathering along the edge of the woods here. Took some trees smaller in diameter, knocked some completely down, hinge cut several others, and pushed them all back into the woods to try and give it more of a screening effect when the deer are back in the woods looking up towards the road and up towards this food plot. We had great success with the corn. The corn served its purpose. It stood until well into January. We got about 18 inches of heavy snow, and it did knock a lot of it down, as you can see here. Still standing. Some of it's still 6-7 feet tall, just not as thick as it was. And then the brassica plot, we fought a little bit of foxtail in it this year, but overall it was very attractive, and the deer absolutely annihilated it. If you look hard enough, you can find a couple radishes and turnips that they're still able to find. But today we're going to get out here, we're going to get this corn brush hogged. We're going to get that wildlife blend that the homeowner wanted installed, brush hogged. We're going to brush hog along the edge of the woods here. And I'm also brought the extended pole saw. I didn't bring it yesterday. And I'm going to remove all these low-hanging branches along this field except for this one white oak, which has a perfect branch location right down here low. There was multiple scrapes underneath this last year. Had a Tacticam reveal right behind there and had lots of great pictures of some pretty decent Michigan deer coming in here, hitting this scrape, hitting the food plot. So I'm going to remove all the low-hanging branches, and also going to leave, you can probably see here, there's a little mowed path that goes between the food plot and the woods, and then it turns and goes back into the woods. We're going to leave that path, but there's about a 15 to 20 foot buffer between the path and the actual woods that I'm wanting to clear up too from the branches, so that we can get in here and plant some RC big rock switchgrass. So this next year we're going to enhance this food plot. We're going to make the corn about twice as much as what we had this last year, and the brassica plot will be about half of the size. We're actually going to plant corn where the tractor's at, all the way up towards me and over across to the driveway. We're going to box this plot in because this year it was open to the house. And we're going to box it in so the deer feel even safer yet looking up towards the house. And then obviously with the RC big rock planting along the edge of the woods, and then by doing this edge feathering back into the woods and hinge cutting these trees, that will also help add some screening. And I feel really good about our possibility of getting some nice mature bucks in here in daylight, especially in archery season leading up to November 15th gun season opener, where we found out this year there's an immense amount of pressure on the backside of this property. So I'll bring that to you guys. Real excited what we got going on this little tiny 8-acre property here in southern Michigan. Okay, here we are post mowing. Also got done doing the pole saw along the edge of the woods. Took down all the low-hanging branches. There won't be any more scrapes along the edge of this field where I don't want them. Also threw all that along the edge of the woods into brush piles to create more screening. It'll also allow more sunlight in for the switchgrass that's going to be planted, and it will also allow more sunlight in for the hinge cuts to live and for new regeneration to grow just inside the woods. Mowed all this little strip down along the edge of the woods in between the mowed path and where the woods start, where there's going to end up being about a 10 to 12 foot strip of RC Big Rock switchgrass that will be installed in there later this year. That'll probably be in May, end of May, 1st of June. I'll do that when I come out and replant the corn at the same time. But I also wanted to show you guys, I got this one low hanging branch, like I said, I'm going to leave here off this white oak. And then there's the main tree stand for this spot. But I'm also going to come out here in the edge of this food plot, about right where I stand. I'm probably 22, 25 yards away from the stand. And I will be installing a post scrape like I did on the home farm, with a oak branch out of it for them to scrape on right out in the middle of the food plot. I was a little skeptical last year when I put that in, but I am completely a believer now after watching how much activity I got on that scrape. I will definitely be utilizing that in a lot more properties, and this will definitely be one of them. All right, guys, back out here. It's early June on the small 8-acre permission property. As you've seen earlier in the video, changing the food plot strategy for 2024. 2023 worked out pretty good compared to no food that we've had out here, the homeowners had out here in the past, and just was able to think about it throughout the year, hunting and after, and going to implement some changes so that way we can have better hunting success out here this year. Learned a lot from that first year hunting out here, and learned there's a lot of potential out here. So coming to you today in early June. Got out here about 3 weeks ago, got this all sprayed. It was about knee high or so on average. Gonna get it all tilled. Got 2-row corn planter right over there that we're gonna throw on and get this corn in the ground this evening. Got some rain in the forecast tomorrow. Hopefully we get the rain. It's starting to get dry now here in southern Michigan. But glad you guys are watching. Stick with us. All right, got the corn all planted, both spots. Left some of the ground untilled as an illustration of where the fall plot will be. So where you see all that tall grass, that's just dead, untilled. So from all the way along that line, all the way over to where the mowed path is for the grass, that'll all be in a fall blend from double tine with bulbs, radishes, and turnips, etc. Along the edge here, went ahead and tilled in very lightly RC Big Rock switchgrass to just another way to help screen. Came in here and did a lot of hinge cutting. As you can see, a bunch of this survived. Like I was hoping, it was kind of warm when I did the hinge cutting, and so I felt like I had a pretty good chance of survival rate, and definitely did. You can see the tops of those trees are just really blowing up with leaves, creating side cover immediately. Trying to do what we can to make this food plot more desirable with it being so close to the road. And I think the recipe for success has been laid. The switchgrass will not provide much of a screen this year, but it should next year. Right out here will be a mock scrape will be installed here in August when I do the fall blend. I'll be putting a pole in the ground like I did behind my house, and adding some branches off to it for a mock scrape. So once again, thank you guys for watching another episode of Midwest Mindset. Really appreciate all the love and support. Would love if you guys would share this content with your friends, family, hunting buddies, land managers, etc. Until next time, thanks. You guys have a good one.